all this behind the scenes stuff. Meet, it doesn't matter what the sport is, but these two basketball teams that meet tonight are both having really good seasons. Fairmont Senior with a record of 18 wins and 1 loss. Bridgeport with a record of 15-6. But these two teams did play earlier this season on the Indians' home court, and the Polar Bears came away with a 55-32 win. But that was a long time ago. In fact, that was before Christmas when those two teams played before. So there's been a lot of basketball since then. In fact, at one point since then, the Indians had won 12 of 13 games. So this Bridgeport team, different from the first one the Polar Bears played. Will Fairmont Senior be any different? We'll find out that as this game gets underway here at the Fairmont Senior Fieldhouse. It's the Fairmont Senior Polar Bears meeting the Bridgeport Indians, and that's all coming up next here on 93.1 WFGM. 2 minutos. These two teams are getting ready to close out their regular season, as the Polar Bears and the Indians are now beginning the final week. Fairmont has 3 games this week after tonight. Polar Bears play Thursday and Saturday. Bridgeport, though, is playing its final game of the regular season tonight. The Indians are coached by Dave Marshall, and I did have a chance to check in with him before the game to get an idea about the kind of basketball team he has now and exactly how they are a little different from the first time the two teams played. And Marshall did indicate to me that he thinks that this year's team is now improving, especially from the last time these two teams played back before Christmas.
We've showed a hard-fought game there. We dropped up in Morgantown, and we haven't played very well the 2 games since. So we had it going in the right direction there in January, the early part of February, but we got to find a way to get things righted here real quick, because the team, with you guys, playing you guys, if we don't show the right mindset, we're going to be in trouble.
When you say you had seen improvement, what were the areas where you thought your team was getting better?
I think more than anything, confidence, especially on the defensive end of the ball. I thought we became a little bit better, more united defensively. We started to get more comfortable with our shot selection. Just generally, I thought that we were showing signs of improvement, getting to know each other. Like we talked the first time that we played, we've got so many guys that this is all new to. The varsity level's all new, and I think they started to get a little bit more comfortable in their own skin out here. So I think that's a biggest part of it, and Anthony figured out how to play with them and them with him, and I think that's probably the biggest reason.
And I know you're big on defense, and of course defense often leads to offense, and that is something that I think you're looking for from your team. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, you're right. That's the way I've always coached. I feel like, especially at the high school level, if you can guard people, you can rebound, take care of the basketball, make your free throws, you give yourself a chance to be successful. And so that's what we want to do, and that's what we've always prided ourselves on. And then in the process, we try to find guys that can score the basketball. So we're getting there, but we're still very much a work in progress.
What are the challenges with this Fairmont team?
They're as athletic as they are, and I think these are probably some of the same things I said the first time. They're only better than they were when we played them before Christmas. I'm sure I said this before, but in my estimation, Coach Retton's one of the best coaches in the state, and he makes his teams better as they go. And then you throw in the type of athletes that you have, it's always going to be a tall task for our guys. All we can do is just scrap and claw and see if we can't win some possessions early and try to keep this thing as close as long as we can.
That's Dave Marshall, Bridgeport's head coach, talking about this matchup tonight with the Fairmont Senior Polar Bears. We have a pretty good crowd here for this game tonight, the final regular season home game for Fairmont Senior. Polar Bears conference record 15-0, 18-1 overall. Bridgeport comes into this game with a record of 15 wins and 6 defeats. We had a little pregame ceremony honoring Zychaeus Dobbs for scoring his 1,000th point, and his brother Zion here. And the interesting thing is, within 4 days of Zychaeus getting his 1,000th point at Fairmont Senior, Zion picked up his 1,000th at Fairmont State. When we come back, it'll be time for the opening tip-off. Fairmont Senior and Bridgeport coming up next on 93.1 WFGM. Lineups here at the Fairmont Fieldhouse, the Polar Bears and the Bridgeport Indians. Bridgeport's leading scorer is Anthony Spatafor, a 6'3" senior. He averages 16 points a game. Also in the lineup, Zach Ayub, a 5'10" junior. Ashton Curry, a 5'11" junior. Tyler Randolph, a 6'2" junior. And Ben Bifano, a 6'1" junior. So a team dominated by underclassmen. And for the Polar Bears, starting tonight will be Deshaun Good down inside, 6'9" senior, averages 19 points a game, along with Connor Gower, a 6'1" senior who averages 6. Andre Grant, also in the lineup for the Polar Bears, a 5'11" junior. Latique Williams, a 6'1" senior. Bounce pass comes on the right wing now to Grant. 6 minutes to go, first quarter. Pass goes left corner to Dobbs. Dobbs, couple of dribbles to the top of the key now. Over to Gower. Back to Dobbs. Dobbs passes to Gower at the top of the key. Right corner, Grant goes down the baseline, cut off. Back outside to Gower, swings it over to Dobbs. Penetrates into the lane, gets it back to Grant. Right wing, Gower moves in closer. Deep right corner, Williams over to Grant. Hits Good, cutting to the basket. He banks it in good. Deshaun Good hits it. Fairmont trails 10-5. Here's Curry into the front court for the Indians. Curry guarded by Grant. Polar Bears man-to-man. He one-hands a pass into the right corner, and it's thrown away. And the Indians turn it over for the first time. Jaleel Law comes into the lineup for the Polar Bears, replacing Grant with 5:11 to go here in the first quarter. Law, a 5'10" senior for the Polar Bears. Dobbs dribbles up from left to right. First time the two teams played, Fairmont led 22-9 at the end of the first quarter. Law on the left wing. High pass inside, throws it away. So Law had just come into the game replacing Grant, and he turns it over. And Fairmont has its third turnover of the night. The Indians have the ball, and Ashton Curry will dribble it up from right to left. He'll be picked up by Law as he crosses the center line. Gets it over to Spatafor on the right wing. Spatafor almost on the sidelines, now penetrates, and a whistle, and a foul called against the Polar Bears. Foul goes against Dobbs. That'll be his first. Ball out of bounds to Bridgeport under its basket. Spatafor passes into Ayu. Back deep left corner, Spatafor. Spatafor goes baseline, gets around Dobbs, lays it up, misses, but Dobbs has the rebound. Gets it out to Law. Law into the front court, takes it to the right wing. Now needs help. Passes back outside to Williams. Top of the key, Dobbs down inside to Good. Good, back right wing, Williams. Williams dribbles down into the baseline area, bounces to Law into the basket. He can't hang on to it, and the Polar Bears turn it over for the fourth time. Bridgeport with the ball. Curry up court halfway through the first quarter. Indians up 10-5. One-hand pass comes deep right corner to Spatafor. Spatafor against Dobbs. Has to penetrate, now cut off. Back now to Randolph. Randolph almost loses the ball. Now he does. It goes out of bounds to the Polar Bears. Second Bridgeport turnover. And the Polar Bears have the ball, trailing 10-5. Gower bounces it into Law, and he'll dribble up from left to right into the front court. Right wing to Gower, bounce pass right corner, Dobbs. Dobbs back out to Law, top of the key. Left corner, Dobbs. Back out to Law. Law bounces it down low to Good against Spatafor. Back to Law. Penetrates into the lane, tries to get a shot off. Whistle and a foul is called against Bridgeport. Foul called inside against Ashton Curry, his first. Floor foul, so the ball is out of bounds to the Polar Bears. Two subs coming in for the Polar Bears now. Grant and Jules Butler come into the Polar Bear lineup, replacing Law and Williams with 3:28 left in the first quarter. Gower, inside pass to Good under the basket from the right side, and he lays it in. good. Gets the basket. Gower the assist. Bridgeport 10, Fairmont 7. Curry with it. Gets it over on the left wing to Ayub. Ayub looks inside. Nothing there. Gets it back to Spatafor. Spatafor penetrates, loses the ball out of bounds. Last touch by Grant. Out of bounds to Bridgeport. Phoenix Sickles into the Bridgeport lineup now. He's a 6'1 sophomore replacing Randolph. Curry gets it into Spatafor in the right corner. Spatafor goes baseline against Dobbs inside in the lane. Pass picked up. Sickles gets it down low, and another foul called on Good. That's going to be his second. So Good gets his second foul with about 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. Free throws at the line to the left for Ben Bifano, and he's a really good foul shooter, 80% on the season. He makes the first one, and he'll shoot one more with Bridgeport leading 11-7. Second foul shot, spins out, no good. Rebound controlled by the Indians. Bifano out on the left wing. Top of the key, Spatafor, long three, way off the mark. Rebound Williams. Williams up court, gets it to Dobbs. Dobbs is fouled by Spatafor right in front of me. He didn't want to do it, and he knew when he made contact with the hand that was going to be bad news. And Spatafor now has his second foul. So two key players for each team sidelined with fouls as Spatafor comes out and Landon Sanders comes in. So Fairmont with the ball down by 4. Dobbs with it. Bridgeport defensively locking in on the Polar Bears so far tonight. Dobbs down to the baseline, feeds it in the lane to Williams. Double team there. Back out of trouble, gets it to Gower. Top of the key, Grant. Penetrates down the wing. Euro step move and a foul called against the Indians. And Ashton Curry has now picked up his second foul. Ball belongs to Fairmont under its basket. 2:23 left here in the first quarter. Fairmont down by 4. Grant gets the pass and now sends it back to Dobbs. Dobbs feeds it to Grant in front of the basket. He misses the easy shot, and the rebound pulled down by the Indians. Out of there with it, Sickles, and he gets it to Curry. Curry in the front court. Curry one-hands it over on the left wing to Ayub. Down deep left corner. Three-point shot is no good. Gower tips the rebound to Grant. Down court to Williams. Williams in the deep left corner. Back to Gower, top of the key. Fakes the three and then travels. And the Polar Bears now have 5 first quarter turnovers. 1:52 to go. Bridgeport 11, Fairmont Senior 7. Indians with the ball. Curry with it across the center line. Inside pass knocked down by Williams, stolen away. Dobbs gets it. Dobbs into the front court. Crosses over. Deep left corner. Grant for a three. It's good. Andre Grant hits the three-point basket. And Fairmont Senior trails 11-10. A minute 27 to go in the opening quarter. Here's Ayub driving inside against Butler. Misses the shot. Rebound controlled by the Polar Bears. Grant. And Grant loses it. It's picked up by Curry. And a reverse layup is good. Curry gets the basket. And the Polar Bears now trail 13-10. Butler outside to Dobbs. Right wing Grant. Right corner Williams. Back outside to Dobbs. Zykeas has it knocked out of his hands, but Gower gets the loose ball. Back to Dobbs with 55 seconds to go. Grant gets the basketball now, and he passes over to Gower. Right corner, Dobbs. Dobbs tries to penetrate, then one-hands it to Grant, who comes down the baseline, throws it, intending it for Williams, overthrows him, and it's out of bounds to Bridgeport. 7 Fairmont turnovers here in the first quarter. Grant checks out, Law in at the 38-second mark, and Bridgeport will have the basketball. Spatafor comes back in, and that's strictly for offense now. He has 2 fouls. But Dave Marshall gambling that he won't pick up that third on offense, and they'll go for the final shot of the quarter, most likely. Here's Curry on the left wing to Spatafor. 30 seconds to go. Spatafor penetrates, puts it up in traffic, misses, gets the rebound. The ball knocked out of his hands, gets it back. He turns, passes top of the key to Curry. He drives to the basket and scores. Curry hits it with 17 seconds to go. Fairmont down by 5. Dobbs gets it in the front court. 10 seconds left. Dobbs penetrates, and hand check foul called on Ashton Curry, and that's his 3rd foul. Bobby Clifton, the official, made that call. And the official's calling him a little tighter in this game so far tonight. And Bridgeport now has its 6th team foul and has one player with 3 and another with 2. And Spatafor, who's in there, is now checking out with 7 seconds to go. Polar Bears with the ball in their front court. Dobbs to get it in. Dobbs bounces it to Gower. Gower back to Dobbs, 5 seconds to go. Zykeas, top of the key, launches one from 15 as he leans in. It's good at the buzzer. That's the end of the first quarter from the Fairmont Fieldhouse. It's the Bridgeport Indians 15, the Fairmont Polar Bears 12 on 93.1 WFGM. And the Indians is so far a much different team from the one the Polar Bears played back on December 20th, when Fairmont led 22-9 at the end of the first quarter and 39-13 at halftime. Foul trouble is going to be the story here, though, as Spatafor back into the game playing with 2 fouls. And their point guard, Ashton Curry, on the bench now with 3. Bridgeport has the ball to start the second quarter. And Sanders passes in the right corner to Bufano. Bufano guarded by Good, who's playing with 2 fouls. Top of the key, Sanders. Right wing, Sickles. Back to Randolph. To Spatafor. Bounce pass down to the right wing. Comes to Bufano. His shot blocked by Williams. Rebound controlled by Williams. Polar Bears have it. Williams into the front court. It's Gower on the right wing. Bounce pass to Dobbs. All alone, and he lays it in. Dobbs gets the basket. Gower the assist, and the Polar Bears trail 15-14. The Indians with the ball now. Sanders backs it up. He's a 5'11 sophomore. Bounce pass left wing, Bufano. Over to Randolph just beyond the foul line. Randolph needs help now, and he gets it on the left wing. Sickles gets it, drops it off, and double dribble called against the Indian Sickles. So the Polar Bears get it on Bridgeport's 4th turnover. The Polar Bears looking to take the lead, have the basketball now as Dobbs dribbles up. Takes it to the right wing, gets it to Butler. Bridgeport in a zone. In the lane it comes to Good. Left wing Williams back to Good at the foul line. Right wing Gower back to Good. Good makes a move inside. Gets it to Butler for a 3-point shot off the back of the rim. Rebound tipped by Dobbs to Williams, and he lays it in. Latique Williams gets his first basket, and it gives the Polar Bears the lead at 16-15 early in the second quarter. Randolph gets it over to Sickles. Left wing Sanders. Sanders with left-hand dribble along the three-point line. Back to Spatafor, sees an opening, drives down inside. Back to Randolph. Randolph, deep left corner to Sickles for a three-point shot. It's good. Phoenix Sickles hits the three. Bridgeport leads 18-16. Williams, right corner for the Polar Bears. Back to Dobbs. Left corner, Butler. Butler back on the wing to Gower. Gower lobs it nicely inside to Dobbs under the basket. He scores. Nice pass from Gower, an assist, and the Polar Bears have tied the game at 18. 5:47 left in the second quarter. Sanders with it out on the wing, alternating the dribble between the right and the left hand. Gets it over to Randolph in the right corner. Fakes the three against Williams, now gives up the dribble and now needs help. Passes in the deep right corner, comes to Bifano. Back outside now, Sickles. Right wing, Randolph. Randolph tries to move inside against Williams. He spins to the basket, lays it in, and he's fouled. Latique Williams gets the foul. And Tyler Randolph gets the basket. That'll be his first of the night. And it gives Bridgeport the lead again, 20-18. Randolph, 67% foul shooter this season. Shoots at the line to the left. Free throw is up, and it's off the left side of the rim, and good rebounds. Outlet to Williams. Williams, right corner, Gower, fakes the three, back to good on the right wing. Hits Dobbs, crashing into the lane. His shot rejected. Rebound fight, controlled by Spatafor. Spatafor will dribble up against Dobbs. Takes it to the right wing. Now drives to the basket, lays it up, no good. Rebound controlled by Butler, but he's standing on the baseline. Out of bounds to Bridgeport. Spatafor will get it in under the basket. Out it comes to Sickles. Back left wing, Bifano. Randolph gets it in the left wing now to Bifano. He dribbles along the three-point line and gets it over to Randolph, top of the key. Gower guarding him and giving him about a 3-foot cushion. Now Randolph passes on the left wing to Sickles. Sickles against Butler. Drives down to the baseline. Leans in and scores. Sickles has 5 points. Polar Bears trail 22-18. Williams top of the key to Dobbs. Back to Williams. Right corner Butler. Butler back to Dobbs on the wing. Left wing Gower has it in the lane to Good. His 10-foot shot, no good. Foul called on Butler on the rebound, pushing off against Phoenix Sickles. So Jules Butler gets his first foul. Not a shooting foul. Ball belongs to the Indians. Grant checks into the Fairmont lineup for Williams with 4:15 to go here in the second quarter. So Fairmont has Grant, Butler, Dobbs, Good, and Gower in the lineup. And Ayub will bring the ball up for the Indians. Also in there, Randolph, Spatafor, Sanders, and Sickles. Spatafor gets it at the center circle. On the left wing to Sanders, back to Spatafor. Ayub launches a three, air ball, and the rebound saved by Randolph and picked up outside by Sanders. Sanders gets it to Spatafor, back outside to Ayub. Ayub wiping the sweat off his face with his jersey as he has the ball at the center circle. Now left wing, Sickles. Back outside to Spatafor, 3:32 to go. Passes over to Ayub. Bridgeport extending its offense now, spreading it out, giving Spatafor room to run, and he goes to the basket, and on his drive, a foul called against the Polar Bears. Jules Butler gets his second foul. And Law checks in for Butler. 3:23 to go, second quarter. Bridgeport has the ball out of bounds under its basket. 16 fouls against the Polar Bears, 6 against Bridgeport. Spatafor to toss it in. Passes out top of the key to Sickles. Left wing Ayub brings it out to the top of the key. The Indians have led virtually the entire game. Biggest lead 7 points at 10-3. Outside with it is Ayub. Down to 3:08 to go here in the first half. Ayub's pass overplayed by Grant. Out of bounds to Bridgeport. Sidelines front court in front of the Polar Bear student section. Bounce pass comes in. Sickles gets it. He'll take a shot from the right wing, spins out, and Good secures the rebound, gets it to Law. Law into the front court to Dobbs. Dobbs back to Good. Good goes inside, and an offensive foul is called on Deshaun Good, and that will be his third. So Good comes out of the Fairmont lineup and into the game. Latique Williams with 2:55 left. And Bridgeport will have the ball out of bounds under the Fairmont basket. 8 Polar Bear turnovers, 4 Bridgeport turnovers. And the Indians will have the ball now as Spatafor slowly brings it up. Bridgeport up by 4. Spatafor gives up the dribble, passes out to Ayub. Ayub tries to penetrate. Williams cuts him off. Gets it over to Sickles. Back to Sanders. Sanders, left wing, Sickles. Back outside Ayub, top of the key, Spatafor. Spatafor drives to the basket, and as he does, he's poked by Latique Williams. Williams gets his second foul. Bufano comes back in for Randolph for Bridgeport. Spatafor will be shooting, and he's a really good foul shooter this season. 80%. He has 6 points tonight on 2 3-point baskets. 1-1, and the first one is good, and Bridgeport leads 23-18. One more shot for Spatafor. Clock shows 2:20 to go in the first half. Second one rolls in. Fairmont trails 24-18, and Dobbs will dribble up. Right corner Law. This pass comes back to Grant. Gets it at the midcourt stripe. Over to Dobbs. Dobbs inside for Grant. Ball stolen away. Fairmont has its 9th turnover. Indians with the ball. And it'll be brought up court by Spatafor. Bridgeport looking to get its biggest lead of the game. It leads now by 6 at 24-18. Fairmont has won 13 of the last 14 meetings between these two teams. Spatafor gets the ball in the left corner. And stepping on the sidelines is Sanders, turning it over to the Polar Bears. So, Fairmont will have the ball out of bounds in front of its bench, trailing 24-18. Polar Bears have been outscored here in the second quarter, 9-6. Ball comes to Dobbs. He'll dribble up. Zykeas has 9 of the Polar Bears' 18. Deshaun Good on the bench with 3 fouls. Gower travels. Ten Polar Bear turnovers. That's more than the Polar Bears average per game. And Bridgeport has the ball with 1:30 to go, leading 24-18. Ayub passes down inside to Spatafor, coming down the baseline, and he scores. Bridgeport 26, Fairmont 18. Dobbs under the basket to Gower, and Gower loses it. Stolen away by the Indians, Fairmont's 11th turnover. And Bridgeport, with 1:07 to go, has the basketball up by 8, 26-18. Spatafor backs it up. Guarded by Dobbs. Passes back to Ayub. Ayub getting a 5 count. Passes over to Spatafor on the sidelines. 46 seconds to go. Spatafor penetrates, leans in against Dobbs. Zykeas blocks his shot and has the rebound. Dobbs into the front court for the Polar Bears from left to right. Bounces it to Williams, goes baseline, and a blocking foul called against Bridgeport's Ben Bufano, and it will send Williams to the line for the Polar Bears, shooting the 1-1. Gower out into the game, Butler, with 33 seconds to go in the first half. On the season, Williams, not a great foul shooter, just 54%, and he's shooting 1+1. First foul shot off the right side of the rim, no good. Bridgeport has the rebound. 30 seconds to go. Polar Bears trail 26-18, and the Indians have it in the front court. Spatafor back to Ayub. AU guarded closely by Law. Left wing Spatafor working around a screen. Now pick and roll comes down inside to Sickles, who brings it back out on a right-hand dribble. Left corner AU, double teamed there. And AU has the ball stolen by Law. Grant gets it, 5 seconds to go. Down court to Dobbs. He'll drive in and lay it in for the basket. And that's the end of the first half. A costly Bridgeport turnover gives the Polar Bears a bucket at the buzzer. And it's halftime with the score. Bridgeport 26, Fairmont Senior 20 on 93.1 WFGM. Low-scoring game between these two Big Ten rivals, the Polar Bears and the Bridgeport Indians, and Bridgeport has a 6-point lead, 26-20. We talked about the earlier matchup between these two teams, which happened back on December 20th. It was just the fifth game of the season for Bridgeport and the fourth game of the season for the Polar Bears. Fairmont led at the half 39-13, and tonight the Polar Bears trail at halftime 26-20. And the irony of it all is the Polar Bears are experiencing trouble tonight on their home court, and Bridgeport had all kinds of trouble with the Polar Bears on the Indians' home court back in December. This game started slowly for Fairmont Senior as Bridgeport got out to a quick lead, 10-3, really dictating the tempo of the game, and their aggressive defense was giving the Polar Bears some difficulties, and that's a switch for Fairmont because it's usually the other way around. Fairmont's defense is creating turnovers, but in the first half of this game, it's been the Bridgeport defense creating Fairmont turnovers. The Polar Bears with 11 first half turnovers, Bridgeport with just 6. The Polar Bears did manage to cut the margin down to 3 at the end of the first quarter, 15-12, and then Fairmont was able to get a lead in the second quarter at 16-15. But it was short-lived because the Indians came right back, and a three-point basket by Phoenix Sickles gave the Indians the lead again, a lead they would not relinquish the rest of the half. And we go into the locker room with Bridgeport leading 26-20. The Indians outscored the Polar Bears 15-12 in the first quarter, and then in the second quarter outscored the Polar Bears 11-8 to have that 6-point halftime lead. Let's take a look at what's coming up next for both of these teams. For Bridgeport, what's coming up next is tournament time. because this is their final regular season game. They've played 21 games so far this season with a record of 15-6. And after tonight, they'll get set for tournament play. And Bridgeport, remember, is not in the same class as Fairmont Senior. They're Quad A. And in Bridgeport's section is Buchanan Upshur, Preston, and University. And the other section in that region is Brooke, John Marshall, Morgantown, and Wheeling Park. So 2 of those teams will go to the state tournament in Charleston. And as you look at it now, Bridgeport strong in its section with Buchanan Upshur, Preston, and University the competition. And in the other section, Morgantown looks strong with Brooke, John Marshall, and Wheeling Park, the other teams in that class. For Fairmont, it might not show on your schedule. The Polar Bears will be playing Thursday night at Liberty. That's a game that was postponed earlier this season, so if you have an old schedule, it won't show up. But that is a Thursday night game for Fairmont, and then a Saturday afternoon game at Charleston Catholic will close out the regular season for the Polar Bears. So Fairmont has tonight plus 2 more games. Bridgeport has tonight, and that's it until tournament time for the Indians. When we come back, it'll be time to check the first half scoring as halftime continues from the Fairmont Fieldhouse. The score, the Bridgeport Indians 26, the Fairmont Polar Bears 20 on 93.1 WFGM.
General Stores has been serving West Virginia communities for almost 5 decades. That's nearly 50 years of providing those essential needs for your daily journey. We are so grateful to be a small part of your lives, and we want to recognize the integral part of our operation, the LG family. We know these last couple years haven't been easy, but with every sunrise and sunset, you keep us going. To the LG family, the moms, dads, sisters, brothers, sons, and daughters of West Virginia, thank you.
City National Bank, where you can purchase or refinance your home with a no down payment Champion mortgage. No down payment, no private mortgage insurance, no kidding. Visit your local branch to get started today. City National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. To learn more, log on to mortgage.bankatcity.com.
Here at the Cracker Barrel, home-style food and great value go hand in hand, with favorites like slow-simmered chicken and dumplings starting at $7.99, or perfectly golden fluffy buttermilk pancakes with your own bottle of warm syrup. Come fill up on favorites without emptying your wallet. Cracker Barrel. Take care now.
Sandwiches, better with Pepsi.
You have a goal. You know what you want. Start with us, New River Community and Technical College, your community college. Take classes online or in a classroom in Beaver, Lewisburg, Summersville, or Princeton, or step outside the classroom in one of our technical or health programs. Find flexible and affordable options to help you reach your goal. It's closer than you think when you start with us, New River Community and Technical College. Apply today.
It's halftime at the Fairmont Senior Fieldhouse with the Bridgeport Indians holding a lead over the Polar Bears 26-20. Let's see how this happened. Take a look at the scorebook. First thing that pops out on you on the Bridgeport side is Anthony Spatafor, and it should. He's played very well. He has 2 threes, 1-2, 2 for 2 at the line, 10 points to lead the Indians. They've also had other help, though. Coming off the bench, Phoenix Sickles has a 3 and a 2, 5 points. 4 points for Ashton Curry on 2 baskets, 3 for Ben Bifano on a basket, 1 for 2 at the foul line, and Zach Ayub, 1 field goal, 2. Tyler Randolph, 1 field goal, 0 for 1 at the line, 2 points. On the Fairmont side, Zykeas Dobbs leads the way with 11 points at halftime. He has 5 baskets, 1 for 1 at the line. Deshaun Good has 2 field goals, 4. Andre Grant, 1 basket, 3. Latique Williams, 1 basket, 0 for 1 at the line, 2. Fairmont's had trouble getting as many people involved offensively as Bridgeport has. And the Polar Bears plagued with some foul trouble as Deshaun Good has 3. And on Bridgeport's side, Ashton Curry has 2. In minor foul trouble, Latique Williams has 2. Jules Butler has 2. And more importantly, for Bridgeport, Anthony Spatafor has 2. And he played the final few seconds of the first half. A little bit of a gamble. They certainly don't want him getting in serious foul trouble. Team totals. Fairmont had 8 twos, Bridgeport 7. The Indians connected on 3 threes, though. The Polar Bears just 1. At the foul line, Bridgeport 3 for 5, Fairmont 1 for 2. And the halftime score again, Bridgeport 26, Fairmont 20. The last time Bridgeport beat the Polar Bears was on December 31st of 2020. As I mentioned before, the Polar Bears are on a good streak against Bridgeport, having won 13 of the last 14 games between these two schools. Getting ready for the start of the second half, and the Polar Bear lineup will be Gower, Grant, Good, Williams, and Dobbs. Bridgeport counters with Bafano, Randolph, Ayub, Curry, and Spatafor. So the Polar Bears will get the basketball first with a chance to chop into that lead down by 6. Gower passes in to Grant, and Grant brings it into the front court, left corner Dobbs. Back to Grant, over to Gower, right corner Dobbs gets it, cross court, left wing Grant, and Grant loses it off his foot out of bounds. So the Polar Bears start the second half where they left off in the first half, plagued by turnovers. That's the 12th. The Polar Bears in the turnover department, that's not been a problem for them this season. Outside with it is Curry. Curry against Grant. Right wing Spatafor. Guarded by Dobbs. Key matchup there. Ayub with it. Williams getting closer to him. Close enough to get a 5 count. Now pass over play, saved by Grant, and they say he stepped on the sideline. So not a turnover, but a near turnover for the Indians. Spatafor gets the inbounds pass. Looking in against Dobbs, gets him in the air, goes to the baseline, can't get in, now spins closer, puts one up. Dobbs blocks his shot, and he's called for the foul. Zykeas didn't like that call by Mitch Mayle. Polar Bear fans didn't either on the other side, but that's what you get in a tight game. And at the foul line, Spatafor will shoot 2. With him shooting, it's just like up and in every time. He's an excellent foul shooter. 3 for 3 tonight, shoots better than 80% at the line. Bridgeport 27, Fairmont 20. Trying to equal their biggest lead, and they do. 28-20, Bridgeport leads it. Fairmont has the basketball. Dobbs into the front court. Zykeas hands it off to Williams. Back outside to Grant. Right wing, Dobbs. Grant over to Gower. Gower down low to Dobbs. Penetrates, looks in. Can't find anybody. Now finds Grant under the basket, and he banks it in. Grant gets the basket. Bridgeport 28, Fairmont 22. Curry with it against Grant. Outside to Ayub. Ayub against Williams. Gets a little closer to him. And Ayub now drives down into the lane all the way for the layup, and he misses it. And the rebound tips out, controlled by Dobbs. Fairmont has it. Dobbs driving to the basket against Curry. Lays it up and scores. Dobbs has 13, and the Polar Bears trail by 4, 28-24. Here's Curry across the center line. Now getting a 5 count. Dribbles to the left wing. Left corner Ayub. Outside to Spatafor. Launches that long 3. It's short. Rebound controlled by Dobbs. Fairmont has it. Down court to Good. Has to be careful as he drives to the basket, and he puts it in. Good hits it, and the Polar Bears are down by 2. It's 28-26, 5:55 to go here in the third quarter. Curry across the center line. Guarded by Grant, getting a 5 count. And he gets rid of it, but it's loose on the floor. Gower comes away with it. Down to Good. Good throws it away. Spatafor intercepts. Back the other way. The Indians have it. Spatafor against Gower. Turns, goes back beyond 3 and scores. Three-point basket by Anthony Spatafor, and a timeout called. 5:26 to go. Third quarter. Bridgeport 31, Fairmont Senior 26 on 93.1 WFGM. Had the basketball but turned it over again, and the Indians went down and hit a three. And now it's a 31-26 Bridgeport lead. Fairmont's lineup remains the same as Gower gets it into Dobbs. Polar Bears trail by 5, 31-26. Fairmont with 13 turnovers in this game early in the second half. Dobbs with it, not getting any pressure. Now gets a pick from Good, or from Gower rather, inside to Williams. His shot blocked out of bounds to the Polar Bears. Fairmont will bring it in, play from under its basket. Dobbs to get it in. Gets it to Good. Good back to Dobbs, under the basket from the left side. Lays it up and scores. In traffic, Zykeas is so good. And the Polar Bears now have a 31-28 deficit, down by 3. Bridgeport in the front court. Curry against Grant. Curry one-hands it in the right corner to Buffano for a 3. Off the rim. Good has the rebound. Gets it to Dobbs. Dobbs to Grant. Racing into the front court. Now slows it back down. Fairmont wants a good shot here, down by 3. Dobbs takes the shot down low to Good. Good. Inside. Gets it to Williams. Left wing Gower. Left corner Grant. Grant puts it on the floor, brings it back outside. Right wing Gower, wide open, doesn't shoot, throws it away. Stolen by Curry. Curry into the front court for the Indians. Fairmont down by 3 with 4:18 to go in the third quarter. Outside, Curry has Good guarding him. That's a mismatch. Curry drives in, puts up a shot, no good. Rebound Gower. Outlet to Dobbs. He's driving for the basket, all alone, breakaway, lays it in. Dobbs hits it, and the Polar Bears trail by 1, 31-30. 4 minutes to go in the third quarter. AU double-teamed in the backcourt. His pass overplayed by Good. He saves it to Williams. Williams needs help. Gets it back outside to Gower. Fairmont with the ball and a chance to take the lead. Grant with it. Hands it off to Dobbs. Dobbs brings it back out to the top of the key. Dobbs penetrates, spins into the lane. Fadeaway shot. Rebound. Good. He scores! And he's fouled. Good gets the basket on the follow-up shot. He'll go to the line looking for the three-point play. Phoenix Sickles gets the personal foul, and Good will go to the foul line for Fairmont, shooting 1 shot on the season. 59% foul shooter. So far tonight, he has 8 points, playing with 3 fouls. And the Polar Bears have a 32-31 lead. Free throw is up, and it is good. And the Polar Bears have a 2-point lead. Biggest lead for the Polar Bears so far tonight. And there's a behind-the-back dribble. Spatafor loses it. Dobbs gets it. Back the other way. Dobbs crosses over, drives in, feeds it to Grant. He lays it in. Grant gets the basket. Assist to Dobbs. 3:18 to go, and the Polar Bears lead 35-31. Bridgeport wants a timeout. Timeout Indians, 3:13 to go in the third quarter from Fairmont. It's the Polar Bears 35, Bridgeport 31 on 93.1 WFGM. A turnaround here in Fairmont. The Polar Bears now lead Bridgeport 35-31 with 3:13 to go in the third quarter, as Fairmont has amped up the defense and forced some Bridgeport turnovers. The Indians have the basketball at midcourt. Spatafor gets it to Ayub. Back to Spatafor on the left wing, guarded by Dobbs. Lobs it down inside under the basket to Sickles. Shoots over, good, scores, and he's fouled. Basket is good. It's going to be Connor Gower who picks up the foul for the Polar Bears. And Sickles has 7 points tonight, 61% foul shooter this season. Free throw is up, and it's high off the rim. Rebound good. Fairmont has the ball. Comes in the front court to Grant. Bears by 2. Grant goes down to the baseline. Cut off. Brings it back on the dribble. Gets it to Dobbs. Top of the key to Williams. Williams getting a 5 count. Backs out of trouble. Gets it on the left wing to Gower. Bridgeport in the zone. High post. Good. Right wing Gower. Top of the key Dobbs. Dobbs high post to good. Right corner Grant. Down the baseline. Banks it in. Good. Andre Grant has 6 points in the third quarter. And the Polar Bears lead 37-33. 2.5 to go in this period. Spatafor across the center line. Against Dobbs. Penetrates. Left corner Randolph. Tries to get in. Good. Cuts him off. Pass comes to Ayub. He shoots inside. Misses. Rebound. Grant way up to get it. And a foul called against Bridgeport on the rebound to Grant. And it'll go against Zach Ayub, his second. Now they called it on Randolph. Okay. Instead of 2-3, it was 3-2. So Randolph gets his first foul. Dobbs has the ball for the Polar Bears into the front court. Fairmont up by 4. It's the biggest lead of the game for the Polar Bears. Right wing Grant. Back outside to Gower. Gower back to Grant on the wing. Deep right corner, good. Good. Bounces it back to Gower. Needs help. Gets it to Dobbs. Top of the key. Zykeas penetrates. Right corner, good. Deep in the corner to Gower. Gower bounces out to good. Top of the key, Williams. Williams bounces it over to Grant. Grant to Gower. 1:40 to go. Bounces it over to Dobbs. High post, good. Right wing, Gower. Gower down to the baseline. Feeds it beautifully to good. He lays it up and scores. Excellent ball movement by the Polar Bears. Gower hits good, and the Polar Bears lead by 6. It's 39-33 with 1:25 to go in the third quarter. Spatafor out on the right wing. Takes a long distance 3, and it is good. Anthony Spatafor cuts the lead to 3. Bears with the ball. Williams. Down low to Dobbs along the baseline. Hook pass to Gower, top of the key. Swings it inside to good under the basket. Left wing Grant, top of the key Gower. Gower, hard pass inside, throws it away. 15 Fairmont turnovers. 52 seconds to go. The Polar Bears lead 39-36. Spatafor against Dobbs. Penetrates and loses the ball, but Randolph picks it up in the left corner. Randolph brings it back outside, looking inside. Gets it to Sickles. Short corner. Sickles drives in against Gower. Lays it up short. Rebound fight. Sickles gets it, puts it up, and misses again. And Dobbs has the rebound. 25 seconds to go, and Zykeas will slow it down as the Polar Bears will go for the final shot of the third quarter. We're inside 18 seconds left now, and the Polar Bears have the basketball, leading 39-36. 10 seconds. Grant has it on the left wing. Polar Bear bench chanting down the countdown. Gower gets it to right wing to Dobbs. Goes down to the baseline. Under the basket, reverse layup. No good. He tries to follow, but it's no good at the buzzer. And that's the end of the third quarter. After 3 quarters from the Fairmont Fieldhouse, the score, the Fairmont Polar Bears 39, the Bridgeport Indians 36 on 93.1 WFGM. Un minuto.
Unlock the money already in your home at City National Bank. Consolidate loans or fund your next big project with a home equity line of credit with a great low intro rate. Visit your local branch to get started. City National Bank, member FDIC, an equal housing lender. Learn more at homeequity.bankatcity.com.
Little General Stores has served our hometowns for decades, providing those essential needs for the road of life. The LG family goes above and beyond to ensure that your experience is an easy one. That's why they offer the LG Rewards Card. a way to earn points for free drinks, coffee, and even discounts on fuel. Rest assured, you'll leave knowing they have your needs covered. And by the way, tell them Hug sent you. Little General Stores, your road's neighbor.
Sandwiches, better with Pepsi.
Tighter than expected at the Fairmont Fieldhouse, the Polar Bears and the Bridgeport Indians. Fairmont leads at 39-36 as we get set for the start of the fourth quarter. And Bridgeport will have the ball to start quarter number 4. The Fairmont lineup: Gower, Good, Williams, Grant, and Dobbs. Foul trouble. Actually, nobody extended foul trouble in the third quarter. Good still has 3. Curry still has 3. Spatafor still has 2. Bridgeport's Curry has it on the left wing. Bounce pass down under the basket to Spatafor, and he is fouled on the floor, I believe, before he got the shot off. Mel Coleman made the call. We'll see. 21. That's Latique Williams, and they are saying a 2-shot foul. So wasn't sure about that one, but Mel Coleman says yes, he was shooting. So Spatafor 4 for 4 from the line tonight. First free throw is good. 19 points for Spatafor. Star of the game for the Indians by far. On Fairmont's side, there have been some other players who've come out in the second half and really contributed. Second one is good, and it's a 1-point Polar Bear lead, 39-38. Dobbs over to Grant. Hits Gower on the right wing. Back outside to Williams. Over to Gower, back to Williams, top of the key. Left wing Dobbs, moves around Spatafor, drives to the basket in traffic, puts it up no good, but he is fouled by Bifano. And Bifano gets his second foul. Zacchaeus Dobbs at the foul line, shooting 2, 66% foul shooter this season, 1 for 1 tonight. First one rims out, no good. Dobbs with 17 points in the game tonight. Shooting another, trying to give the Polar Bears a 2-point lead, and it is good. Fairmont 40, Bridgeport 38, Indians with a basketball, and Curry will dribble up from left to right. Bifano gets it on the right wing. Sanders over to Spatafor, left wing. Spatafor will launch a 3 when you're not thinking he would. He doesn't have to be close to the line to take that shot, and Dobbs giving him a cushion now as Spatafor gets the comfort of where the sideline meets the center line and just dribbling there. Still Spatafor dribbling at the center circle. Dobbs getting just a little bit closer now. Spatafor makes a move down to the right wing, now drives into the basket, puts one up, misses everything. Rebound Grant. Grant into the front court for the Polar Bears. He feeds it to Dobbs under the basket to Good. He scores! And he's fouled. Good gets the basket. Dobbs the assist. And the foul inside will go against Bridgeport's Tyler Randolph. That's his second. Deshaun Good has picked up his 13th point of the night. Gower checks out of the Fairmont lineup. Law in with 6:40 to go in the game. Fairmont leads by 4, and Good makes it 5 with the free throw. It's 43-38. Fairmont gets in some pressure now. Spatafor gets double team pressure in the backcourt. Now it comes to Sanders. Sanders bounces it to Curry. Curry down low to Randolph. Randolph backs in, can't get a shot off against Good, and lobs it back outside to Spatafor. Spatafor against Dobbs. Getting a 5 count. Passes in the left corner to Bifano. Bifano one dribble. He feeds Curry, cutting to the basket. He lays it up, misses the shot. Law has the rebound. He loses the ball inside, but somehow gets it off, intending it for Grant, and Andre gets it to Dobbs. Dobbs into the front court, 2-on-1. Inside to Good. Good slams it in, two-handed. Fairmont 45, Bridgeport 38, 5:47 to go in the game. Spatafor with the ball in the front court. Long distance three, it's good again. Spatafor, deadly tonight from outside, and a timeout called. 5:40 to go in the fourth quarter. Fairmont Senior 45, Bridgeport 41 on 93.1 WFGM. Good game here at the Fairmont Fieldhouse. We haven't had too many of them this season. The Polar Bears leading by just 4, 45-41, 5:40 to go. And the Polar Bears with the ball. Dobbs into the front court. Dobbs right wing, Grant. Back outside to Gower. Left wing, Williams. Back to Gower on the right wing now to Grant. Bridgeport in a zone. Bounce pass left wing, Dobbs. Cross court to Grant, who goes baseline, and Grant steps on the baseline and turns it over. 16 Fairmont Senior turnovers tonight. For the Polar Bears, most turnovers this season, 18. It happened twice. Spatafor dribbling up, Dobbs guarding him. Bounce pass right wing comes to Randolph. Randolph against Good. Gives up the dribble and passes back to Ayub. Ayub against Williams. Gets it over to Spatafor. Spatafor backs it back outside now. Moves around the screen and launches an off-balance three. Off the rim. Inside position, though, and a follow-up shot by Sickles. Sickles had the inside position and an easy follow, and the Indians trail by just 2, 45-43. Dobbs with the ball at the point for Fairmont. Against the 2-3. Good comes up high, sets a pick. Ball comes to Grant, left corner Gower. Gower bounces it back outside to Dobbs. Back to Gower. He'll take a three-point shot from there. It rattles in. Connor Gower has been quiet tonight. That's his first 3 attempt. And the Polar Bears lead 48-43. Ayub outside gets it to Spatafor. Spatafor against Dobbs. That's a classic matchup. And now Spatafor penetrates. Spins in, can't get a shot off, gets it to Ayub. His 5-foot shot rolls in good, and a foul is called. Latique Williams is going to pick up the foul. That's his 4th foul. And Butler will replace Williams. Ayub will look for the three-point play as the Indians trail 48-45. Left-hander puts it up, and it rattles in. And it's now a 2-point game again. Fairmont 48, Bridgeport 46. Oh, Dobbs almost traveled. Dobbs thought he was going to be calling a timeout, and he almost traveled with the ball. In fact, he might have, but timeout granted to the Polar Bears with 3:49 to go in the fourth quarter. The score, Fairmont 48, Bridgeport 46 on 93.1 WFGM.
Here at the Cracker Barrel, home-style food and great value go hand in hand, with favorites like slow-simmered chicken and dumplings starting at $7.99, or perfectly golden fluffy buttermilk pancakes with your own bottle of warm syrup. Come fill up on favorites without emptying your wallet. Cracker Barrel. Take care now.
You have a goal. You know what you want. Start with us, New River Community and Technical College, your community college. Take classes online or in a classroom in Beaver, Lewisburg, Summersville, or Princeton, or step outside the classroom in one of our technical or health programs. Find flexible and affordable options to help you reach your goal. It's closer than you think when you start with us, New River Community and Technical College. Apply today.
Test for your blood pressure tonight at the Fairmont Fieldhouse. Polar Bears 48, Bridgeport 46. And Fairmont has the ball. Comes into the backcourt. Dobbs will stand there for a few seconds. The safety of the backcourt because he has 10 seconds and nobody guarding him. Now he'll bring it across the center line. Penetrates, gets it off to Grant. Grant double teamed out there. And a foul called against Curry. That will be his fourth. So Curry has 4 fouls. That's the 5th team foul against Bridgeport. We're in a tight game, and of course worries you a little from the Polar Bear standpoint because the Polar Bears don't shoot foul shots that well. Go ahead. Bears up by 2, 3:20 to go. Dobbs, left wing Grant. Right wing Dobbs. Dobbs drops it off to Gower. Brings it back outside, gets it over to Grant. Back to Gower, almost at the center line. Back to Grant. Andre penetrates, drives down inside under the basket, gets it to Good in the right corner. Good bounces it back outside to Gower. 3 minutes left. Dobbs gets it under the basket to Good. Back outside to Dobbs. Zykeas penetrates inside, and as he drives to the basket, he is fouled. AU picks up his second foul. Zykeas Dobbs shoots 2 at the line to the left. 66% foul shooter this season. And of the starters, he leads the team in free throw shooting. First one is good. Fairmont leads 49-46. Latique Williams has returned to the Polar Bear lineup now. Law out, so Williams, Gower, Dobbs, Good, and Grant in the Polar Bear lineup. Zykeas' second foul shot is good. And the Polar Bears have a 4-point lead with 2:50 to go. Spatafor will dribble up court slowly for the Indians. Gets it across the center line. Dobbs guarding him. I think Spatafor's only missed 1 3-point shot tonight. The hard pass inside, stolen by Good. Good has it for the Polar Bears, needs to get rid of the basketball. He drives down inside, passes in the right corner to Gower, back to Good. Good banks it in. Good gets the basket from Gower, and the Polar Bears have a 6-point lead with 2:20 to go. 52-46. Spatafor against Dobbs, and Dobbs crowds him, and he'll pick up the foul. Not a shooting foul yet for the Indians. That's Fairmont's 5th team foul. For Dobbs, it's his 2nd personal. And a timeout called by Fairmont. 2:12 to go in the game from the Fairmont Fieldhouse. It's the Polar Bears 52, Bridgeport 46, a 93.1 WFGM. Basketball. Down by 6 with 2:12 to go. It's 52-46. The Polar Bears have the lead. The Indians have the ball in their front court. And Spatafor will toss it in this time. Ayub was the tosser the last time. And the ball comes in the backcourt to Curry. Curry will be picked up by Grant. Ball comes to Spatafor. Down to the baseline, no. Comes back outside. Drives into the lane. Spins to the basket. Lays it up left-handed. Misses. Follows. No good. Rebound Dobbs. Dobbs into the front court from right to left. Dobbs drives down into the lane. Feeds it to Good under the basket. Bobbles the ball. Comes back outside to Gower. 1:48 to go. Bears by 6. Now Dobbs has it at the center circle, and he's fouled by Ayub. Not a shooting. Yes, it is a shooting situation. It's 1-1 for the Polar Bears. Team foul number 7. And Dobbs will go to the line for Fairmont. He has 20 points tonight. And he'll shoot 1+1 at the line to the left, trying to give the Polar Bears an 8-point lead. That would be the biggest of the night for Fairmont and equal the largest lead for either team. First free throw, spins out. Rebound comes to Dobbs. He lays it up and scores. So Dobbs gets the basket, and Fairmont has an 8-point lead with 1:37 left as Curry dribbles up from left to right. Curry bounces it right wing. Sickles against Good. Brings it back outside. Now gives up the dribble. Passes over to Ayub. Right corner Bifano. Bifano down low under the basket to Spatafor. Shoots no good, but Dobbs fouls him and picks up his 4th. Spatafor shooting 2. 6-for-6 from the foul line tonight. 23 points. First free throw is good.
1-30.
Bifano checks out of the lineup for the Indians, and Randolph returns, and Fairmont wants a timeout with 1:19 to go in the game. The score, the Polar Bears 54 and Bridgeport 47 on 93.1 WFGM. Foul line, though, trying to cut it back to 6. And the best person to have at the foul line, Anthony Spatafor. He's 7-for-7 from the foul line tonight. He just hasn't missed very many shots from any place, though. He has 24 points. Shooting the second of 2, and it is good. And it's 54-48. The Polar Bears have the ball. No pressure in the backcourt applied by the Indians, and Dobbs will take his time bringing it up. Now gets it across the center line. Has it at the center circle with 1:08 to go. Dobbs against Ayub, crosses over, and dribbles it back outside. Now getting double team pressure and sends it back over to Grant. Grant throws it away. Oh, no. Mitch Mayle says it was touched by Bridgeport. Mel Coleman, I believe, is going to overrule him and give Bridgeport the ball. That is the call. So Bridgeport gets the basketball, and from my vantage point, which is like looking right on it, it looked like that was the correct call. And so the Indians have the basketball down by 6 with 58 seconds to go. Comes into Curry. Curry dribbles it up. And the ball poked away by Grant, out of bounds to Bridgeport. 53 seconds to go. A Polar Bear foul sends Bridgeport to the line, as the Indians are also in the bonus. Ayub will bring it in. Williams, hands up guarding him, and Grant steals the inbounds. Grant driving to the basket against Curry. He lays it in. Andre Grant makes up for his turnover, gets the ball right back. Bears by 8, 45 seconds to go. Inside Spatafor drives for the basket and travels. Fairmont gets the ball with 41 seconds to go, leading 56-48. Randolph replaces Bifano in the Bridgeport lineup. And Gower to get it in. Full court pressure. Comes in the backcourt to Grant. Grant eludes the pressure, and he's fouled by Spatafor with 38 seconds left. Andre Grant will shoot foul shots at the line to the left. On the season, Grant just 59% at the foul line. But he has been hot here in the second half. Grant had 3 points at halftime, but 8 here in the second half for 11. And he's shooting 1-and-1 with the Polar Bears leading 56-48 and 38 seconds showing on the clock. Grant, 5'11" junior, spins the ball up with the right hand, and it is off the mark, no good, and Spatafor rebounds. Spatafor quickly in the front court. Crosses over, penetrates, bounces it down low. Curry lays it up, misses the shot. Rebound Bifano, puts it in, and he's fouled. Bifano gets the basket, and the foul goes to Andre Grant. That's just his first. Bifano will go to the line, shooting 1. Bridgeport down by 6, 27 seconds to go. Bifano's a very good foul shooter, 82%. Free throw is up, and it is good. Fairmont, 56. Bridgeport, 51. Gower will toss it in. Gower sends it down court to Dobbs behind the defense. He'll drive for the layup and score. Dobbs hits it. Polar Bears lead by 7 with 20 seconds to go. Curry into the front court. Right corner, Sickles. Sickles, couple of dribbles. Gets it back to Randolph. 3-point shot from the corner. Off the rim. Rebound good. Good in the backcourt. Fouled with 8 seconds to go. So Deshaun Good will come up and shoot free throws. Phoenix Sickles gets his second foul. And Deshaun Good, with 18 points, will shoot 1-and-1 at the line to the left. He's 2 for 2 from the foul line tonight. Bridgeport led through virtually the entire first half, led at halftime by 6, 26-20. Their biggest lead, 8 points at 28-20 in the second half. Free throw by Good, off the rim. Rebound Spatafor, 8 seconds to go. Spatafor across the center line. He'll launch a long three. It's short. Rebound Spatafor, 1 second to go. He tries another one. It's no good. And the ball game is over. And the Fairmont Senior Polar Bears escape with a win in their final regular season home game. The final score tonight, the Fairmont Polar Bears 58, the Bridgeport Indians 51. Wrap-up coming up next on 93.1 WFGM.
Five decades. That's nearly 50 years of providing those essential needs for your daily journey. We are so grateful to be a small part of your lives, and we want to recognize the integral part of our operation, the LG family. We know these last couple years haven't been easy, but with every sunrise and sunset, you keep us going. To the LG family, the moms, dads, sisters, brothers, sons, and daughters of West Virginia, thank you.
City National Bank, where you can purchase or refinance your home with the no down payment champion mortgage. No down payment, no private mortgage insurance, no kidding. Visit your local branch to get started today. City National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. To learn more, log on to mortgage.bankatcity.com.
Here at the Cracker Barrel, home-style food and great value go hand in hand, with favorites like slow-simmered chicken and dumplings starting at $7.99. Or perfectly golden fluffy buttermilk pancakes with your own bottle of warm syrup. Come fill up on favorites without emptying your wallet. Cracker Barrel. Take care now.
Sandwiches, better with Pepsi.
You have a goal. You know what you want. Start with us. New River Community and Technical College, your community college. Take classes online or in a classroom in Beaver, Lewisburg, Summersville, or Princeton, or step outside the classroom in one of our technical or health programs. Find flexible and affordable options to help you reach your goal. It's closer than you think when you start with us. New River Community and Technical College. Apply today.
In Fairmont, and the Polar Bears escape with a 58-51 win over a Bridgeport team that came in here ready to play against the Polar Bears, and they were ready from the opening tip. Got out to a 10-3 lead. Fairmont struggled with turnovers in the first half especially. The Polar Bears had 10 first half turnovers, very uncharacteristic of this team. Bridgeport had just 6. So the Indians did a better job of creating turnovers than the Polar Bears did, and the Indians had that 6-point lead. Starting in the second half, Bridgeport increased the margin to 8 at 28-20, but then Fairmont started to get some traction. And by the end of the third quarter, the Polar Bears had a 39-36 lead. The lead expanded to 8 points, up to 10, but the Indians came back down, cut it to 7. Got it down to 5 with 20 seconds to go, but the Polar Bears had a home run pass from Gower to Dobbs streaking down the court. He caught the pass, laid it in to give the Polar Bears that 58-51 lead, and that was the end of the ball game. So the Polar Bears win this game and close out their regular season at home. Still 2 games left on the schedule, though. Let's check the scoring in this game. Starting off with Bridgeport, and the one name that really stands out is Anthony Spatafor. He had quite a game. The first time the two teams played, he scored 5 points. Tonight he had 1, 2, 5 threes, 8 for 8 at the foul line, and 25 to lead all scorers. Phoenix Sickles came off the bench to pitch in 9 points on 3 twos, 1 3, 0 for 1 at the line. Zach Ayub had 2 twos, 1 for 1 at the line, 6 points for Ben Bifano on 2 baskets, 2 for 3 at the foul line. 4 points for Ashton Curry. Those both came in the first quarter. He had 2 baskets for 4, and 2 points for Tyler Randolph on 1 field goal, 0 for 1 at the foul line. On the Fairmont side, same old story for the Polar Bears. The top 3 scorers this season were the top 3 scorers in this game. Zykeas Dobbs led the way with 10 twos, 4 of 6, the foul line, 24 points. Deshaun Good, who had 3 fouls in the first half and 2 fouls in the first quarter, finished with 8 twos, 2 for 3 at the foul line, 18. And Andre Grant really played strongly for the Polar Bears in the second half. He had 4 twos, 1 3, 0 for 1 at the foul line, 11. Connor Gower had just 3 points, but it was a big 3-point shot in the fourth quarter for the Polar Bears. He ended up with just those 3. And Latique Williams had 1 basket, 0 for 1 at the line, 2. Team totals. Fairmont had 23 twos. Bridgeport had only 11, but the Indians had a big edge from 3, 6 to the Polar Bears 2. At the foul line, Fairmont was 6 of 11, Bridgeport 11 of 14, and the Polar Bears win it 58-51. So Bridgeport has closed out its regular season and will advance to sectional tournament play next week. The Polar Bears will play again Thursday night on the road at Liberty. That game will begin at 7:30. We'll be on the air beginning at 7:20. So the Bridgeport Indians close out the regular season with a record of 15 wins and 7 losses. And the Polar Bears record now goes to 19-1 as Fairmont moves to Liberty for a Thursday night game. So that's going to wrap things up tonight from the Fairmont Senior Fieldhouse, where the news is good for Polar Bear fans. I'm Jeff Carpenter. Goodbye for now. Final score again tonight. Fairmont Senior 58, Bridgeport 51 on 93.1 WFGM.